Hey guys, it's Brian with RC Stuff. I have a new drone I'm going to test out here, and I want to give a big thanks to Loolinn, who sent me this drone to test out on my YouTube channel. This is their newest drone. It's the Z3. It's a really sleek looking drone. As you can see, you fold out the arms when you want to fly it. And this drone retails for $110 on Amazon. This drone is geared towards beginners and older children and teenagers. I'm definitely a beginner. This is my first drone, the first time I've ever flown something like this. I only have some minimal experience flying RC airplanes, and long story short, I crashed my plane after a really short couple of flights. And so I'm hoping I have better luck here with this drone here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together several videos testing this drone and compile them together. And we'll go ahead and not waste any more time and go ahead and get this thing in the air. Camera's right here on the front. It offers 720p. It has a lot of features that I already went over in my unboxing video, and I'll post a link to that video in the description below. So here's a close-up of the drone. One of the functions I'm going to try out right now is the auto takeoff and landing. We'll see how it goes. It is pretty windy out here, so that'll test things as well. It's about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds right now. So hopefully that's not interfering too much with the audio. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start by turning the drone on. And once the power is on, there are LEDs that flash. There's 2 red and 2 green. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the auto takeoff function. So it's in the air and flying, and it seems like the video stabilization's working. It's keeping it relatively in one spot right now, despite there being a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind. Again, this is my first time ever flying a drone. Now I'm going to try to go up a little bit in elevation. So you can see the drone is increasing in elevation. All right, now I'm gonna fly it this way. Just getting a feel for this. Very good. Now I'm gonna come back. Oops, it's the wrong way. If I get in trouble, I plan on hitting the landing button. The wind is really ripping. I'm getting kind of close to this construction site, so I gotta figure out how to get it back where it needs to go. All right, hit the land button, and it landed. Well, I definitely have some learning to do here. I'm really uncomfortable flying it. This is not good conditions for a beginner. Here we go, we're taking off again. Forward. All right, there's backwards. So that's good. We'll go a little higher with it. Forwards. And backwards, excellent. I'm gonna try to turn it while I fly now. Come back at the camera if I can. All right, here we go. Now the wind's pretty strong. Let me come down a little bit. Okay, the wind is really blowing. Let's go forward, and I'll turn into the wind. All right, the wind is too strong. I gotta land this thing. But the land feature saved me. I still do not have it on the high speed setting. So I'll go ahead and look at the owner's manual and see if I can figure out how to get the high speed setting on. See if it'll come back to me. Yes, here it comes. And we'll turn around and go back this way. Alright, I was struggling to find high speed on the controller, how to set it up, but I was able to find it really easily using the app. The app is really user friendly. I don't know if I have it in frame here, but just by the push of a button over here, I was able to get to an icon that shows speed. And just pushing that, it went up to high speed. This is how you toggle between video camera and like a still camera. And that's the record button, or the button you push to take a picture. I'm gonna try to launch the drone now right from my hand. We'll see how this works. All right, I'm gonna call the video there. I don't wanna push my luck, but for my first time out flying this drone, I think it went really well. Definitely exceeded my expectations, and I had fun with it. Like, it's exciting. The wind probably made it a little more exciting, and can't wait to get it out here and do some more testing on it. All right, this is only my second time flying this drone, so let's go ahead and get this thing into the sky and see what we can do with it today. Nice big circle. All right, let's bring it up. Climbs really easily. Look at that thing. Way up there. All right. And I'll start bringing it back down. Bird's checking me out up here. Here she comes. Perfect. All right, now I'm testing the hover feature. See how well it can maintain its position. It's about a 10-mile-an-hour wind right now, and it's still, well, it was maintaining its position and kind of lost it here. Now it's maintaining position again. All right, let's go ahead and test out the flip function. It can do a pretty cool trick. Flips and recovers nicely. That's awesome. now I'm going to go ahead and put a new battery in the drone and test the flight time. I'm just going to do a hovering test, and there's some mild wind, probably 5 to 10 miles an hour in my backyard, but we'll go ahead and see if we can get the run time. And what I'll do is I'll speed it up in this video, but I'll leave a link to the full video if anybody wants to see it, hover in an unedited video. So to get the battery out, you just pop this little door open, you unplug the connector, pull out the battery that's already in there, then reconnect the connector, and we should be good to go. All right, we're right around 20 minutes and it just went down, but I did not get any warning. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put it back on the landing pad and see if it'll take off again. That is it. The battery is dead, and I think it was right around 20 minutes. I just wanted to highlight the app that came with the drone. It works on Android and iOS systems, and I actually found it to be a really nice setup. I wanted to do this while I had the controller and my phone inside because it's a lot easier to see. But at any rate, you can do a lot of different things with this app, and a lot of things I don't even fully understand. But you can actually fly the drone with it. You can use the stick here just like you would use the controller stick. But it's not really something that interests me right now. Here you can toggle between video and pictures. And if you hit this button here, it'll record or take your picture. So that's really user friendly. This is the speed button here. I was having a tough time figuring out how to do it using the sticks on the controller, but all you have to do is hit the speed button and you have your low and high speed. Some of these other buttons I'm not sure. It says VR, I don't know if it's virtual reality. And then there's actually additional options here as well. There's the one where I think you can draw waypoints and the drone will follow a path. So I just wanted to highlight there is a really nice app that comes with this drone, and it seems to be user friendly. You can trim the drone if it's not flying perfectly level, although mine seemed to be flying nicely the best I could tell in a strong wind. And this is where you go to look at the videos you've captured. I captured several videos while I was out there flying, and then you can play them, see how they look, and make sure you captured what you wanted to. So nice stuff here, and I think this is one of the areas this drone really excels in. All right, now we're recording video. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bind this new drone to my extra cell phone. It's a nice low wind evening. Winds are about 5 miles an hour at most. The temperature is in the 90s, and we'll see what happens. The old drone mainly seemed to have connectivity issues, or maybe it always had connectivity issues when it was connected to the Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this on the Wi-Fi, and we'll see how it does. I'm hoping for the best. The new drone is not responding. It's flying away from me towards this roof. I can't get it to land. Come on now, land. Tell it to go forward this entire time, and it just stopped. That drone is less than 100 feet away from me, and it's disconnecting. Let's bring it closer. Now it's trying to land. Where are you going, drone? I cannot get the drone to turn. Now it's turning. Again, we're having these intermittent, I can't say the word, just developed a speech impediment, but intermittent connectivity issues. Let me bring it down. I'm telling it to come down, and it's hovering. Oh, it's going crazy. Oh, bye-bye drone, come back. Shoot, where's it going? Flying into the trees. Come down, drone, come down. Don't want to lose you. Well, that was terrifying. I thought I was going to lose the brand new drone. I have no connection. I can't get the drone to respond. The Wi-Fi has lost connectivity as well, as you can see on the phone. And even though the drone is flying away from me, the camera image is not changing. Oh, it reconnected. See that? Interesting. And all this is happening with the drone less than 100 feet away from me. Oh, the drone's going wacky. It's crashing. Here it goes. Boom. Brand new drone. All right, as you guys just saw in that video, the connection was going in and out randomly. The Wi-Fi connection was lost, and it came back with the drone only 75 feet, 100 feet tops in distance from me. And then it went completely crazy like the old drone did, and I could not control it. It went upside down and fell from the sky. The winds are light tonight, less than 5 miles an hour, and something's wrong with these drones. I don't know if it's just a batch of them, but you know, I've had 2 of them that have done this. A YouTube friend of mine's also testing this drone and had similar issues. So unfortunately, I'm unable to recommend this drone. It's a shame because it's a really nice design. It's you know, it's nice, it's sleek, it's really fun when you're in control, but when you're not, it's, you know, really unnerving. I don't want to lose this drone, and nor would you if you bought one, especially if you spent $110 on your drone. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm unable to recommend this drone. Now it's going crazy again. If I make a right turn, it straightens it out, but then it tries to crash as soon as I let go. And it's not good. If I keep turning, it stabilizes, but as soon as I stop turning, it wants to crash. I'm turning, so it's staying level, but as soon as I let go, it tries to crash. Again, I'm turning and it's fine. I let go, it wants to crash. Oh, we're going crazy. Get up. Oh, we're going crazy again. Oh, there we go. Wi-Fi mode. Did it again. That's the hardest hit my drone's taken. And hold it up a bit. So, I don't know what to say. I really like this drone, other than I can't use it in Wi-Fi mode, which means you can't use the camera. See, it's sun's right above me. I don't want to take it up too high today. We're probably up at, oh, it's going crazy now. All right, it's crashing. Let me hit the recover button, and it's upside down and crashed. Hard to see, it's the sun's right above me. I don't want to take that too high today. We're probably up at, oh, it's going crazy now. Alright, it's crashing. I'm going to hit the recover button. And it's upside down and crashed. Interesting. And all this is happening with the drone less than 100 feet away from me. Oh, the drone's going wacky. It's crashing. Here it goes. Boom. Brand new drone. I want to go ahead and start finishing up this video, but there's a few key points I think that's important that I learned as a beginner. This is the first time I ever flew a drone, and I think would be really helpful for some of you guys that are just starting out as well. And one of them is simply, I would not fly a drone over asphalt. You know, there's a few times where I came down hard with the drone. I always flew it over grass. When it landed, it had a bit of a cushion, and it probably saved the drone from what could have potentially broken it. So I think that's a really good tip. Just don't fly over asphalt. It's a bad idea. Another thing is you always want to start flying in an upwind direction. So figure out which direction the wind's blowing, especially if it's strong, and start in the direction upwind so that you have room as the drone gets blown downwind, or if the wind actually overpowers the drone, that you have time to get the drone back down to the ground. It'd be really easy to lose this drone in strong winds. There's a few times things got a little hairy for me, but luckily I planned ahead and I had, you know, plenty of a buffer distance and was able to land the drone before it ended up getting stuck in a tree, or could get stuck on a rooftop, or all kinds of things. So yeah, the drone could definitely get overpowered by winds if they're strong. Another thing is, when you start flying high, the higher you go, typically the stronger the wind gets. So while near the ground level, the drone might be able to, you know, fly against the wind, as you get higher, it may not be able to. And this is especially true as you get above the level of the trees. So as soon as you pass the top of the trees, there'll be wind blowing over those trees at a higher speed and some turbulence. So, you know, it may even flip the drone over if you're too close to the trees and there's a lot of wind coming over the top of them. Again, just things to take into consideration, but I'd hate to see somebody lose the drone because of winds, and it's definitely a possibility. I will say this drone, I felt, was easy to fly. It does take a long time to get used to the controls, and I'm still not there. But the beauty of this drone, the Z3 drone with the optical hover ability, where, you know, it kind of locks onto the ground beneath you and keeps the drone stationary, is if you feel you're in trouble or getting uncomfortable or in the stronger winds, I could just let go of the controls and the drone would hover pretty close to the position where it stopped. And that would give me time to process and think, all right, what do I need to do next? You know, which lever do I need to pull to get the drone to do what I need to do? And without that, it would be much more difficult. So that's a really nice feature that allowed me to concentrate on what I was doing and just give a beginner the time to react before the drone might crash otherwise. So you can see in the video, so I did fly it reasonably well, and you know, there's my first flight is in those videos, and you know, that's how I did. So there you go. Now I just want to touch on some of the pros and cons of this drone. I'll start off with the pros, and one of the biggest pros is it's just a lot of fun. You know, I'd never flown a drone before, but I was all smiles when I was flying it. It was a lot of fun. It was exciting, and it's a good drone for a beginner, and it's marketed towards children and beginners, so certainly an older child could also have a lot of fun with this drone. Just want to drive home the fact that you be really careful with the wind, because the last thing you'd want to do is lose a drone that costs around $100. The drone had a really nice app. I found it very user-friendly, and you know, it's a great thing to have. So that's a huge pro to me. The auto land and takeoff function was great. You know, just starting off, I could hit one button, it would go up and, you know, hover about 5 feet off the ground. And when I came back down and got close to ground level, hit it again, and it brought it down nice and controlled. So much less likely to damage the drone, and, you know, you're most likely to have an issue when you're taking off and landing, especially as a beginner. So really nice feature. Another nice thing about the drone is the battery life. It had 3 batteries. Duration of flights are close to 20 minutes per battery, so a lot of flight time there. Each battery takes about an hour and a half to charge from a completely depleted state, and probably take about half that time if it was, you know, half charged. The drone came with extra props, and it did come with prop guards, so it's nice to have a little insurance policy in place in case something goes wrong, or if you're going to fly it somewhere where you think there's a good chance you might run into something. The prop guards are available. The drone looks good, you know, it's a nice sleek design. I think it was pretty aerodynamic, which probably helped it in the wind do better than if it wasn't as aerodynamic as it is. It seemed pretty durable. Now for the cons. The camera on the drone is 720p, and it wasn't so much the resolution was the issue, but it had a difficult time producing accurate colors. Sometimes it would produce pretty accurate colors, and other times it would just switch back to kind of washed out gray looking videos. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but it's definitely an area where the drone could use some improvement. That being said, the video function still was a lot of fun. And another thing with the camera is that it's fixed, so you can control the drone to adjust where it's shooting, but some drones have cameras that are actually movable. You know, they can move separate from the direction the drone's going, and this drone does not have that feature. Again, it's important to keep in mind the price point. You can't have everything at this price point. Another major issue for this drone is the intermittent connectivity issues. Sometimes it'd be flying the drone and it would disconnect, but reconnect a few seconds later. Other times it would just go completely crazy, or other times it would completely just fall out of the sky. And these issues are very unnerving for a beginner like myself. There was a few times I thought I was actually going to lose the drone into some trees or on a roof. So it's not good, and it's an issue that needs to be corrected. Now, I don't know if it's just a batch of these drones, but both of mine had these issues, and a YouTube friend of mine who's also testing this drone thoroughly is having these issues as well. I have not seen these issues on other YouTube review videos, and I'm not sure if that's because folks are not testing the drones thoroughly, they're not testing the Wi-Fi functionality, or some other reason, but it seems that it's a common issue, at least with this batch of drones, and I hope Loolinn can identify the issues and correct them. The last con I have for this drone is I feel it could be priced more competitively. A drone with features like this that is functioning properly, in my opinion, should be priced around $80 to $90. I believe that would be the sweet spot for a drone like these. At any rate, I would be happy to test this drone again in the future if Loolinn's able to identify the issues and get them straightened out. Or if they have another drone they'd like me to test, I would like to test that as well. I would really like to thank Loolinn for the opportunity to test this drone. They've been very good to work with and very responsive. I hope to do more product testing videos in the future, so if you have a drone or another product you'd like me to test, I would be happy to test it. My testing videos will be fair, and if a product does fall short of expectations, my video will reflect that. I want to thank everybody for watching. Take care.